February 2nd, 2026, 1:39 a.m. Pictured is Judge John Schlegelmilch of the 3rd Judicial District Court in Yerington, Nevada. Johannes is another name for John. And Judge John Schlegelmilch is currently presiding over a case. I have not seen the charges. I was told it's getting new charges December 16th. It's now February 2nd. Kell Brock told me they were closing the case on a misdemeanor until I sent Fernley Court's emails, because they sent me an email, the wrong court date. They made up a story. They told me that I was supposed to go back to court. I was like, God, December 16th. They sent me a court date for January 30th when I was told it was January 5th. And so I responded to that email and proceeded to send that court the same emails I send to everybody else. I believe somebody hijacked my email, altered it, spoofed my IP, and it might have been Stephanie Jammerman up at Fernley Court. Somebody in this neighborhood, either Jeremy Silva, or the United States Marine Corps hacker at 2028 Lonnie Lane Court. His name is Court, can you believe this? And the 3rd District Court, Judge Court. Notice the trend here. Once again, another coincidence. This guy is a computer hacker. Court Ellefson. Jeremy Silva is also. Lorianne Matthias has the same middle name as the plaintiff that filed TPO violation on me. Julianne Bias at 2030 Lonnie Lane, and Judge Camille Vecchiarelli recused the case out of bias. What bias is when you have similar names involved. It indicates collusion. They have a middleman. Johannes Wilhelm. My name is William, and Wilhelm is for William. My name is William Francis Dunn IV. Johannes Wilhelm Herman II, John William Herman II, born May 10th, 1762, died August 14th, 1829. Johannes Wilhelm. John William Herman II was one of 6 children. Born to Johannes Wilhelm, William Herman, and Maria Catherine Motz. William II was born May 10th, 1762, and came to America with his parents when he was 5 years old. William's second siblings were George Harmon, Herman Sr., born December 20th, died October 16th, 1850, born 1763. Peter Herman, Catherine Herman, Johann Michael Herman, and Mary Herman. William Herman II married Mary Kaler. Mary was born December 27th, 1767. William and Mary had 5 children. Children of Johannes Wilhelm, William Herman II, and Mary Kaler. Name, birthday, date, spouse: John Peter Herman, John William Herman III, George Herman, Henry Herman, Monroe Herman, 1802. Wow, they weren't even. William Mary lived on land that he inherited from his father in Conover, North Carolina, between Lisle and Meekling Creek. Prior to his death, William transferred land to his son John Peter Herman. Book 33, page 186, Lincoln County, May 16, 1827. William Herman Jr. and wife Mary to Peter Herman for 1,159 acres on waters of Meekling Creeks at Bollocks and Deals Corner, from original grant to Gilbreth Falls on March 14, 1780, number 262, in return for maintenance for their lives. Witness Jacob Bullitt, John Yoder, Book 33, page 292, Lincoln County, February 10, 1826. William Herman Jr. from John Miller to Peter Herman, land on waters of Naked Creek adjacent to Lemuel Axford. Book 33, page 356, Lincoln County, May 16, 1827. William Herman Jr. from John Miller to Peter Herman for 1,000, and he was on waters of Lyles Creek for life of William Herman Jr. and wife Mary for their support. Herman A. Schlegelmilch, same last name as the judge, was born in 1830 in the city of Suhl, Thuringia. Thuringia was then part of Prussia and is present state of the Federal Republic of Germany. Schlegelmilch is related to this. As an ancestor, living in a city with a long history of gun manufacturing provided Herman the perfect opportunity to apprentice himself in his city's trade. At the age of 17, he left home as a journeyman gunsmith and worked in various cities in the region for the next 6 years. In 1853, he sailed from Hamburg for New York City on Talleyrand. Herman found work in New York, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and Chicago, Illinois, before opening a gun shop in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin in 1855. In the same year, Herman set out for New York. Augusta Kruger left Domitz, the Prussian town in which she was born, in 1832 and sailed for New York with her brother Adolfo and his wife Nanny, who had been visiting family in Domitz after moving to America. She lived for a short time when a couple in Watertown, Wisconsin, before moving to Milwaukee, where she supported herself by doing light housekeeping and sewing. At the reported urging of her father in the homeland, she moved to Beaver Dam to live with her unmarried brother Ferdinand. With Augusta keeping house, Ferdinand was able to rent out a few rooms. On Palm Sunday of 1858, Herman and Augusta were married. Their first child, Dora, was born in June of 1859. In the summer of 1860, the family moved to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where Herman spent a few months as a grocer. In the autumn of 1860, Herman moved the family to Eau Claire, Wisconsin, where he opened a gun shop. Honorable Judge John Paul Schlegelmilch, District Court, 3rd Judicial Department 1, phone number 775-463-6571, extension 1. Jacobus Arminius, Jacob Herman Zoon, born October 10th, 1010, 5060, died October 19, 6009, was a Dutch Reformed minister and theologian during the Protestant Reformation period, whose views became the basis of Arminianism and the Dutch Remonstrant movement. He served from 1603 as professor in theology at the University of Leiden and wrote many books and treatises on theology. He might have been a Jesuit. Following his death, his challenge to the Reformed standard, the Belgic Confession, provoked ample discussion at the Synod of Dort, which crafted the 5 points of Calvinism in response to Arminius' teaching. Arminius, 1817 BC to AD 21. Herman, in German, Arminius, was a chieftain of the Germanic Cherusci tribe who is best known for commanding an alliance of Germanic tribes at the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest in 89, 9 a.m., February 9th, 2026, at Judge John Schlegelmilch's court, and I still haven't been able to find a lawyer. He accused me of playing musical attorneys when Samuel Figueroa, Carson City, is from Henderson, Nevada originally, dropped me in case, gave me $4,000 back because he didn't like my text messages I was sending him. And a bunch of lawyers are not answering my call. They don't want to take the case. Looks like I'm just being forced to go with Kel Brock, who wanted me in jail, prison to begin with. Will not speak the truth to the judge. But put and trapped next to the charge. In which, God's sakes, please. God, I want to go on, move on with my life. I'd like to have a job. Those people at 20, 30, none of them have jobs. And the two grandchildren, they're near 18, they don't go to school anymore. They dropped out of high school. One of them vandalized Lyon County property back in 2022. And now they're using the law against me through a corrupt district attorney, public defender, in which 3 Roman legions under the command of the need to repent, a command of general and governor from repent from corrupting the law, abusing law, embellishing charges, and Governor Publius Quinctilius Varus were destroyed. His victory at Teutoburg Forest precipitated the Roman Empire's permanent strategic withdrawal and the deprovincialization of Germania Magna. Make America great again. Magna and great, I think they have the same meaning. And modern historians regard it as one of the imperial Rome's greatest defeats, as it prevented the Romanization of Germanic peoples east of the Rhine. It has also been considered one of the most decisive battles in history and a turning point USA, in human history. Works of Martin Luther to the Knights of the Teutoburg Forest. Works of Martin Luther to the Knights of the Teutonic Order, an exhortation that they lay aside false chastity and take upon them the true chastity of wedlock. Introduction to Teutonic Order or Teutonic Knights of St. Mary's Hospital at Jerusalem grew out of the establishment of a field hospital during the siege of Acre in the winter of 1190 to 91 in Utah. There was a corporation of supermarkets named Acre in Ogden, Utah, where Mormon Church was the capital of Mormon religion, is Acre, by pious merchants of Bremen and Lubeck. When these merchants returned to Germany in 1191, they turned over the hospital to the chaplain Conrad and the chamberlain Burkhard. John Paul Schlegelmilch, statue of Arminius, Martin Luther, and Ignatius Loyola. They're both Illuminati. Martin Luther was an Augustinian monk. Pope Leo XIV, the Chicago Pope from America at the Vatican, is also an Augustinian. Martin Luther married Catherine von Bora. Von Bora was a Jesuit, was a Cistercian monk, more than likely a Jesuit. There's Cardinal Louis Sacco shaking hands with Robert Francis Prevost. Pope Leo XIV has a brother named Louis Prevost in the state of Florida that met Donald Trump. Louis Prevost. Robert Francis Prevost is going to be retiring by 2028. And this judge, these people want me in jail for the rest of my life, or at least through 2030, they want me murdered in jail for what I'm saying here. And they use a neighbor against me that is a papist. This Cardinal Louis Sacco is going to be elected Pope of Baghdad at the Vatican by 2028.